Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Kursimo and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday to deliver you information to help you grow your real estate business, or in today's case, start your real estate business, because we're talking about how from today, we're currently broadcasting this Wednesday, October 26th, it's a little after 12:30 p.m. here. Welcome to everyone tuning in with us live. And if you want to get reminders, because maybe you're watching the replay on this, because maybe you get our emails, but you know, we're finding more and more recently is that people don't always have time to check their emails. And so if you want something more immediate, because sometimes the email takes a while for whatever reason, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity to get information delivered to you on a weekly basis. And this is free, no charge, unless you pay for text messages. If you're text messaging and we send the text message, I know we pay for it. Consult your carrier for what this might cost you in terms of receiving a text message. But if you use text messages, you could text us, but specifically text the word success. Because this will get you subscribed to our Success Center updates. And you want to text that to 813-333-2676. Whenever it is that we go live, whenever it is we have information to help you grow your real estate business, we'll deliver that right to your text messages. And this has been exceedingly popular because we just started doing this the past couple of weeks. So if you have not subscribed yet, text the word success to 813-333-2676. And if you have any specific questions about your career, about taking the next steps, whether that's just getting your real estate license or post-licensing, continuing education, anything like that, this phone number, you could call it, you could text us any words other than success, and we could text you back from that. It's an amazing platform that we've got, so reach out to us. We've got all the communication platforms. We could text, we could call, we could chat, we could email, we could video conference, we could meet you in person at one of our several locations throughout the Tampa Bay area. We've got so many ways we want to get in touch with you to help you understand the next steps. And what we're covering today, again, is getting licensed before 2023. Now let's talk about why this is significant right now. And even if you're watching this later, maybe this is some other future year and you're coming up on the end of the year, get your license now. Don't waste your time, because things like I'm about to talk about happen not very often. There was recently announced an update to the Florida Real Estate Commission syllabus, an official update. And the crazy part about this update was this isn't something they've done since 2015. So the same FREC syllabus, the course you need to get your real estate license, is called Course 1. And this Course 1 is FREC required. And if you're wondering who the FREC is, it's the Florida Real Estate Commission. These are people appointed by the governor, the highest authority of real estate in Florida, and they're the ones who prescribe this course as a requirement to get your real estate license here in Florida. We offer this course. We're an approved school of the Florida Real Estate Commission. I'm an instructor that's approved by the Florida Real Estate Commission. All of our instructors teaching our courses here are approved by the Florida Real Estate Commission. Our curriculums are approved by the Florida Real Estate Commission. Our school and all of our locations are all certified and licensed and approved by the Florida Real Estate Commission and Department of Business and Professional Regulation. And that's significant because if you want to earn a legal real estate license in Florida, it's not just about passing an exam. You must meet this course requirement as well through an approved school. Now, there's tons of different schools that offer this, from like the most bargain type of course you could ever find online that you have the slightest hope of maybe passing, to courses like we offer, where we try to go above and beyond, but at the same time, especially in our FREC required courses, we really like to pay attention to what's important for the objectives of that course. All of our courses have different objectives, and the objectives are determined by the syllabus. And the FREC, the Florida Real Estate Commission, is who prescribes the syllabus. And we've been using the same since 2015. Now, the Florida Real Estate Commission meets monthly, and there's been all kinds of updates talked about. There's been new rules, there's been new laws, there's been things that have been changed. And officially, that wasn't part of the actual syllabus, the syllabus for the actual state exam. But effective on January 1st of 2023, there is a new syllabus. And again, last time this happened was 2015. So what's going on? Well, the Florida Real Estate Commission is shaking things up. This means there's more content. There's different content that can be tested on your exam. So if you've already been enrolled in a pre-licensing course, and we've got a lot of people tuning in with us live today. We're live on TampaSchoolOfRealEstate.com. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live all over the place. We're working on getting live on Instagram. So all the Instagram people out there, hang tight, because we've got a thing we're working on maybe this Friday soon. We'll hopefully be able to broadcast on Instagram live. But until then, just text this phone number, and we'll send you the link. We'll send you the link. We'll send it right to your text messages. You can receive text messages. You can subscribe here. It's no additional cost to you. We pay for the text messages to send this out for you, but it's definitely worth it, because if we can deliver you value here, we know that's going to leave an impact on you, and that's going to help you understand opportunities that could exist to move forward. But getting back to, let's say you've already understood the opportunities and you've just kind of been on the fence about this, and you've been really waiting for the universe to give you that push to actually do this, to actually make this happen. Well, here's that push. Not text this, but yes, definitely text that number so you get the updates. Here's the push. This new update effective January 1st, 2023. And look, I'm not here to say it's going to be the end of the world and impossible to get a license. Look, it's already a 50% pass rate for the state exam, and they look to maintain that. But it isn't always 50%, and there are months where it does dip. And if they're changing the syllabus, if they're adding new content that wasn't previously tested before, is that additional information that you want to be responsible for knowing to be able to pass your exam? Because once you pass your exam, the only time you have to worry about legal updates is in your continuing education courses. And those are open book 30-question exams. Super simple for continuing education. Post-licensing, it's a little bit more in depth. That's the first renewal. But that one's really great because it focuses on business building. So a lot of effective business topics in post-licensing. But we're not talking about any of that stuff today, because that stuff's easier. The most difficult thing in the licensing process is getting the license. And starting your real estate career, it's getting the license. So many people are stopped in their tracks. And maybe that's been you. Maybe you're tuning in here today because you've already taken a course with us. You've already passed the course exam, but you haven't made it past the state. Maybe time got away from you. Maybe you forgot the information. Maybe there were things going on in your life when you're going through the course and you couldn't give your full attention, whatever the case may be. If you wait until next year, January, which we're only 2 months away, it's November in a week. We're like 5 days, 6 days away from November. And then there's 2 months left in the year. So is it possible to get a license before the end of the year? Yes, but you got to get a move on, because it's also possible that you might not at this point. We'll talk briefly about the licensing process today, but ultimately it can take up to 90 days to get your application approved. Now, it's usually a pretty routine process for getting your application approved. Usually it's faster than 90 days, and that's why I'm saying you can still get this done by the end of the year. But if you've got an extensive criminal background, if you've had licenses in other states, if you don't provide a full, complete application, these are all things that could delay your approval process. And we're here to help you through this. So again, this phone number that I displayed up here at the beginning, I'm not just trying to get you to subscribe for the videos. Like, that's cool and all. We love it when you guys tune in live here. But this phone number, again, it's a great resource. If you're already a student, you could call or text us at this number. If you're not yet a student, you could call or text us at this number. Any questions you have about the licensing process, about making the next steps, about taking action to actually turn this into a reality instead of just something that is something you'd like to do. But I want to urge you to do this before January. Do this before they start testing based on a new syllabus that becomes effective in January. And if you've already taken a course, every year they update slightly. We have new course materials every single year. And that's part of the thing. If you don't get this done by January 1st, again, it's not the end of the world, but I could almost guarantee, I can't guarantee because only the FREC could, and they're not going to spill their secrets, but I could almost guarantee you get your license before the end of the year, it's probably going to be easier than doing it after January 1st. Is it still doable? Of course. But why would you want to put time in the way of this here? Maybe you're not ready for it yet. Maybe you're not ready to quit your job. You don't have to. You don't even have to ever use your license. Most people start on a part-time basis, and you could start even super part-time just doing referral business, not even doing actual real estate sales. You could just do referral business. And that really doesn't even require much work. It just requires making connections. And you do that all over the world. You just need the license in Florida, and you're technically only allowed to practice in Florida, but you could refer business to pretty much any territory all over the world. It's a one-page referral agreement. You agree to what the fee, the percentage, usually it's like 25%, but it's negotiable. And then when that deal closes, whether it's a multi-million-dollar commercial deal or just a little $50,000 investor special, you get that little piece of the commission. That little percentage of the commission, which, you know, it's a small deal, it's not much, but if we're talking a multi-million-dollar commercial deal or industrial park or anything crazy like that, I mean, you could be talking hundreds of thousands of dollars in the referral fee alone. Now, is this legal without a license? Absolutely not. It's a third-degree felony. You go to jail for up to 5 years earning referral fees or earning any sort of compensation for real estate services. And look, this is something super important that if you've taken one of my classes before, or if you want to take my class, we've got an on-demand video-based course. But one of the things that I've mentioned before is just because you've seen something out in the real world doesn't mean it's legal. So if you've been offered some sort of like little compensation, some little bonus from somebody for making a connection about real estate, could they do that? Absolutely. But does that make it legal? No. And if that gets investigated and found out, that could be up to a third-degree felony with up to 5 years of jail time. Whereas literally all you've got to do, and we don't like to consider our courses jail time, but if you want to think of it that way, we've got courses that can be done in as little as 7 days. It's a 7-day straight format. It's our most intense format, but we have that available. We also have evening classes that are spread out across 2 months. You can do this in person in one of our locations here in the Tampa Bay area, and we actually have a location in Lakeland that's, so we're branching outside of the Tampa Bay area. We're expanding throughout the entire state. We'll have a location in Lakeland with a class in December. That'll be the first class at that location if you're interested in that area attending in person. But outside of the Tampa Bay area, we bring our best instructors to you. You know, for example, Craig Charismo, he was the first instructor with Tampa School of Real Estate because he was one of the founders of Tampa School of Real Estate. And so he's been teaching this class since 2007. He's seen many of these updates. And the thing about the way our curriculum is at Tampa School, we like to keep it up to date with the new laws and rules that if you've already taken a course, you're probably already familiar with almost all of the updates that are going to be on that new syllabus. It's just a question of now how important they're going to be for the exam now that they're officially part of the new syllabus, which as they become part of the official syllabus, that's where they become much more of an expectation of something to be tested on the exam. You know, they got the regular updates of things that you see things just kind of reordered around a little bit, but there is new rules and new laws that are also added in the syllabus here, which again, can it still be done? Absolutely. We're still here to guide you through this every step of the way. January 1st, we're not shutting down saying, all right, sorry guys, they got a new syllabus. It's way more difficult now. So we'll still be here. But why would you want to make this more difficult on yourself, especially when you can earn your license and keep it on an inactive status? So what does an inactive status mean? Well, an inactive status means you have a license, but you can't technically use it. So legally speaking, it's as if you do not have a license because you cannot legally earn commission unless you have an active real estate license. So in case anybody wants to play the conflict of interest card, if you've got some employer or anything like that, as long as you keep that license inactive, worst case scenario, it's like you don't even have a license. But you do have that license, so the moment you do want to activate it, you have those options available to you. In almost any case, I've heard that a couple of times from like tax places or mortgage places or anything like that. But legally, I don't think they have. Now, I'm not an attorney. Consult an actual attorney on that, but I don't think there is any profession that could legally prohibit you from getting a real estate license. Consult your attorney on that if you do have an employer that's saying you can't get a real estate license. But we've had people from all walks of life, all businesses, all professions, from doctors to lawyers to people who didn't even graduate high school. Now, you do have to have a high school diploma or its equivalent. So if you didn't graduate high school, you got to have a GED, or you have to have a homeschooling equivalency or some sort of equivalency. And with this, it's not something where you have to provide documentation. It's something where you're just checking a box on the application. Now, could they contact you and request additional information? Of course, but I've been with the Tampa School of Real Estate since 2007 as well, and I've yet to have somebody tell me they've requested more information about their high school diploma. Not to say it hasn't happened, but we've talked to a large majority and helped a large majority of the people that have gotten their license, not just in the Tampa Bay area, but throughout the entire state. We've had students from 37 countries around the world. And obviously, they're primarily using our online programs. And that's the thing. Our name, Tampa School of Real Estate, you think we're just this little school in Tampa? We actually have more students through our online programs than we actually do in person, just because, we have the entire world that attends our classes that are interested in earning a Florida real estate license. And for the requirements to get this license, it's so minimal compared to a lot of other states. There's states like Texas. So Florida, it's a 63-hour course. That's what this course 1 is. It's typically called pre-licensing. That's usually how you see this advertised, because it's before you get your license. This is the course required before you get your license. And it's a 63-hour course, which is not a full 63 clock hours. There's like this formula they've got of how this works out in time. And if you're doing one of our on-demand programs, it's self-guided. It's literally just as quickly as you go through the material for it. So, but this 63 hours compared to, say, Texas is like 200 hours to get a real estate license. And Texas also does things a lot differently than Florida. There are a lot of other differences in states. But there's a lot of real estate opportunity in Florida, and on top of that, the bar to get your real estate license is relatively low. The thing that holds a lot of people back is the exam. And not that they don't pass it. Some people don't even take the state exam just because they get so intimidated, and they don't even take those next steps, which if that's been you, if you've been paralyzed and frozen from taking the next steps to get your real estate license, and it's because you feel like you're not ready for the exam and you want to pass it on your first try and it's no option, you have to pass on your first try, you don't have to pass it on your first try. Because here's the thing. I know you want to go around and tell everybody that you've passed it on your first try, but honestly, no one cares. Unless you're somebody considering a program to get a real estate license, that's the only time anyone cares about passing the exam on the first try is, will this course, will this program, will these exam prep tools help me pass on the first try? Have other people pass on the first try? But will your clients care about you passing your exam on the first try? No. Will your broker care about you passing your exam on the first try? No. Because look, you passing the exam on the first try, that's fantastic, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee your success in real estate, which is why there's so many agents who could be so great who let this exam stop them in their tracks. If you need help with what to study, contact us. Again, that phone number, the 813-333-2676. This phone number right here, reach out to us, call it, text us. We've got all kinds of tools available that are a lot more simplified than the actual FREC required courses. And they can really help streamline your exam prep process. You could keep taking this course again and again and again, but honestly, there's a lot of information that's even on the syllabus that we know is not the most important for the exam. And one of the great things about the syllabus is that it does give percentages of each of the units of which chapter is which percentage of the exam. So there's a lot of guidance that we have available from the FREC that we just take advantage of. But in addition to that, we join the FREC meetings. They hold meetings every single month, and we tune into these meetings because we want to find out what's going on. We want to see what's on the FREC's minds. And you go right on the DBPR website and look up the minutes. If anyone at the DBPR is listening, you guys don't do the best job of keeping that site updated, so please, there are people that actually look at that, including us here at Tampa School of Real Estate. But I guess you got to tune in live, which if you want to make sure you don't miss out on these live, 813-333-2676, text the word success. And on top of that, on top of what's available from the FREC, we've helped tens of thousands. We've lost count, honestly. We've used multiple systems over the years, but it's over 25,000 people, probably over 40,000 people at this point that we've helped through their real estate career. Whether it's earning the real estate license, completing post-licensing, earning a broker license, completing broker post-licensing, continuing education, or just tuning into our programs here. You count that. We've had millions of views on our YouTube videos on our Success Center. So we help a lot of people. And because of that, we have a lot of oversight. Recently, we had a call from someone at the DBPR looking for us for advice for going through like an application process. We're that of a respected organization in this industry. Maybe you don't say you passed your exam on the first try, but if you tell a broker you went to Tampa School of Real Estate, and if they're one of the many brokers you know of Tampa School of Real Estate, they'll know you're good people. They'll know you're the person who chose to not pick the least expensive option that probably won't get the results that you want, that chose a quality school that has an amazing reputation with thousands of 5-star reviews. Go check our Google, go on Facebook, and look, it's hard to believe when you just see all these stars and all these reviews. It makes it look fake. So many people ask us, are these reviews fake? No, we've just helped a lot of people, and we're good at what we do. I mean, you'll see some bad reviews on there. We're not perfect. Nobody is, but we strive for perfection. And again, you could reach out. We've got advisors here that you can build a personal relationship with to help you through this process, because we know this transition can be major. Again, getting back to getting your real estate license, this isn't something that you have to get the license and start working in real estate tomorrow. Now, we do have a licensing guide. We actually have this all written out on our website as well for free, but if you want to buy the licensing guide, that's $1. If you've seen our dollar course, this is what it is. It's a step-by-step guide to earn your real estate license. It doesn't give you any credit for anything, but it's meant to be streamlined, direct info, nice and simple, nice and easy, in the same portal you're using our courses for, but with video-based training on how to go through this licensing process. So that's our licensing guide. But really, to sum up these steps, this is why this course is only $1. Because it's basic info. I'd say the $1's worth it. I mean, you go buy a drink and it's going to cost you more than $1. And that drink will last you what? Maybe you have a soda that's going to last you 5 minutes. This, you get 1 year access to this licensing guide. And look, if you're skeptical, you're like, who is these Tampa School real estate people? Who is this John Carasimo, Charisma? Who is this John guy that I keep getting text messages or emails from? Are they legit? Check our Google, check our Facebook, buy our licensing guide. That's part of the reason why we created this $1 course here, so you could try us out, take a trial, go in there. I mean, there's not a whole lot it is that you're learning in there, but for what it is, for what it's supposed to be, of a streamlined version of the licensing step, it's a great little course. So again, if you want to try something out, see what we're all about, invest the $1. And I bet you'll be back for more, because I'm pretty sure almost everybody that spends this $1 ends up purchasing one of our actual courses. Because the reason why you'd spend $1, why you'd put in your credit card information, why you would make a purchase like this rather than just rely on free information that you Googled, is commitment. You're making a commitment to making this actually happen. That's another one of the reasons why we offer this little $1 course here, to give you the opportunity to get committed, to take the next step without having to, invest a ton of money. Only $1. And with the processing fees, we really don't make money on this. Actually, by the time we give you the course and whatnot, it's a loss for us. So we're counting on you signing up for other courses. But at the end of the day, if you take this licensing guide and you're like, whoa, I can't do this. This isn't for me. This isn't right. You've only lost $1. But if this is right for you, we'll actually even credit you this $1 back on a future purchase. So you want to sign up for the course that's actually FREC required, we'll credit this $1 right back to you here. But this licensing guide, so super simple. Number 1 is to enroll in a course. To enroll in a pre-licensing course 1, the 63-hour pre-licensing course. Step number 2 is to get fingerprinted. Step number 3 is to file your state application. And if you have questions about any of this stuff as well, and you're skeptical on the $1 still, And that's why we made it $1 to try to break down the skepticism. But if you're still skeptical about the dollar, you can call or text us. Again, that's not going to cost you anything unless you've already got the phone. You've already got the phone with the unlimited calling and the unlimited texting. So take advantage of that. Use that investment to brighten your future. Get in contact with us. Get in communication with us, and we can help you through this process. We've got so many resources, and that's why so many people turn to Tampa School of Real Estate, even if they're not from the Tampa Bay area, to get their Florida real estate licenses, because we're here. Our #1 core value is to keep it simple, to streamline, to make it easy, because we know simple can get done. So again, if you have questions about any of that, and if you have a criminal background and you're wondering, can you even get a real estate license? Chances are you probably can. Now, it is very much a gray area. There is no exact definition. We've got more information on that if you want to reach out to us, as well as contacts, attorneys that can help you through this licensing process. Again, we're the specialists, and we're very well connected, so we're a great resource to go through, especially when you want to take advantage of everything real estate has to offer. So number 4, once you file your state application, this is now where you're waiting for the approval, but during this time, you want to be completing this course. So all I said, number 1, is to enroll. Enroll so you can get started, but you do not have to complete this course until before you take your state exam. However, you don't want to get the approval and then go start it. Maybe you want to do that. But again, time is working against you here. So if you're going to wait for the approval before the end of the year, you're probably not going to get licensed before the end of the year. If you enroll in a course today, we have a video-based on-demand, so if you like watching videos, if you like me, if this video's been cool so far, maybe you want to get a little bit more, spend the $1. That's also me in that course there. So if you like me, we've got a video-based on-demand course. I'll walk you through 24/7 on-demand, the entire curriculum. We've got a great success rate with that as well. I think our pass rate's like 96% on that one currently. So that's a great course. We also have a self-guided text-based. So if you're not a video person, you'd prefer text-based, but not like just reading chapters, because this information there's a lot of dry information, and when it's presented just like an online book, even if you'd like to read, it's almost impossible to finish that course. And we know, because we used to way back in the day, that's what our online course was, and it was not very successful. And over the years, we've gone on it and created new online courses, and now again we have that video-based course. But if you still prefer text-based and interactive type of learning method, we have an on-demand self-guided course. So there are a few videos here and there in it, but very minimal for the actual videos. If you want a video-based course, that's what we have. That course as a whole separate course. And we've got a great exam prep tool. So if you do finish this course before you get your approval, before you're taking your state exam, yes, you could be studying the information in the course. That's great. But if you want to cut down to just what's most important for the exam, that's where I'd highly recommend our Pass First Try exam prep tools. That includes our Secrets of the Exam, the MP3 audio review, the question simulator, the weekend prep recording. If you want all the tools available to help you succeed in passing that exam, and the goal is to pass it on the first try, you need to get those exam prep tools. They're not necessarily required, so you don't really need them. But if you want to get this done as fast as possible, I would urge you to get them. Kind of do need them if you want to get this done as quickly as possible. But again, it is optional. It's not required by the state. It's not required legally. All you need is that course 1, and that will teach you the information. But the key thing, the thing that's tricky about this exam, like I mentioned earlier, a 50% pass rate, the reason for that 50% pass rate is this is not an exam of your common sense. It's not an exam of how intelligent you are. It's an exam of your retention of the material from this course, with trick questions designed that if you know the information in this course, you'll know the right answer. But if you rely upon your common sense knowledge, chances are you're not going to pass this exam. And that can be what's frustrating if you have been studying this. There's one of two things. Either 1, you've been studying the wrong information, which if you need help with that, again, our exam prep tools will help you study the right information. There's a lot of information in that pre-licensing course, and there's, for example, our MP3 audio review. That's probably the best, most minimal thing you could do. It's a 5-hour audio-based review. And that's the entire course in 5 hours. Now, this obviously doesn't give you credit because there's a lot of stuff we cut out of it to make it only 5 hours long. But when you want to have repetition, getting the key points again and again and again, we give you 180 days access to these exam prep materials here. So that way you can have the time to get the repetition in, to listen again and again and again and again and again. So your final step is to pass your exams. First, your class exam, your course exam. Whether you're doing that online or in person or live stream, there's an end of course exam. You need a 70%, and it's 100 questions, multiple choice. So we're not talking about a super difficult exam. It's not an essay. It's not free response. Even the math questions, there's only 10 of them, and they're multiple choice. And they're really just word math problems, so it's not even complicated math, and you're allowed to use a calculator. And if you hate math, you hate word problems, well, that's only 10%. There's 90 other questions that are going to be based more on the content in the course that's non-math related. So 70% for the course, 75 for the state. They're both 100 questions. They're both multiple choice, A, B, C, D. You either get a point or you don't. You don't get penalized for wrong answers. So this is doable. This is accomplishable. This is completable. And once you do this, once you pass your state exam, so again, course, that's a 70, your state is a 75. So once you pass both of those, you have to do this one first. This one will give you a completion certificate from us. You provide that completion certificate to the state testing center when you go to take your exam, and then you pass your state exam with a 75%. Or, like I said earlier, don't stress the first try thing. I mean, that's cool, but no one really cares. So get your license. No one's going to be able to check how many times it took you. As a school, as an instructor, as a broker, as a citizen, I can't find that out. It's confidential. I could see when you got your license, but that's it. That's all I could look up. I can't see how many times you took the exam or what your score was or any of that information. They keep that all confidential here in Florida. So don't stress that. So if you don't pass this exam, get back in there. Get back in there. Get another appointment. Don't just sit on your hands between appointments. Actually study. Again, if you need some help, reach out to us. Again, the phone number, 813-333-2676. And look, we provide a lot of great free information on our YouTube channel, on our Success Center. There's tons of great information on YouTube. But at the same time, there's tons of false information on YouTube. There's disinformation. There's information that relates to other states. There's information that's outdated. There's information that's not to the point. I'll be honest with you, when we do these live streams here, they're not as direct and to the point as when we have a specific course syllabus that we're following here. You know, I have fun with this here because we can kind of go up here and, you know, just kind of feel out what everybody's wanting to find out information about and, you know, just talk about whatever. But in our courses, there's a very specific syllabus to make sure that you actually do achieve success with our programs. And not just success in passing the exam, because once you complete these requirements, you pass your exam, you're now licensed. And at that point, that's where you could then join a broker to start earning. Sure, let's put an extra ED there. You can start earning commission money as soon as you activate with a broker. Now, there's many different positions. There's salaried types of positions out there, but the most popular, the common option for realtors is as an independent contractor. So as an independent contractor, especially if you're looking to start on this part-time or at like kind of an entry level, you're just looking to have like a little side hustle, some extra income, you want to earn some commission money on the side, but you do want to keep your job, you don't have to activate your license right away. But as soon as you activate it, again, you're an independent contractor, so in that case, the broker can't necessarily require you to do so much or to be so much. It's up to you of how much you want to do as an independent contractor. That broker's there to provide you the tools for your success. And again, if you're looking for other options, there are salaried positions, especially when we're talking about home builders or property managers, or if you're looking to get in commercial real estate, that's going to be types of positions that involve salaries typically. There's usually larger teams on one single deal, whereas in residential, it's more so one agent. So if you're looking for more of the entrepreneurial business, have some extra income with being able to control your time, control your resources, be in control, that's where you're looking for an independent contractor role, which is what most realtors actually are. Or if you're not ready to make that decision yet, you don't have to do anything. All you'll have to do is complete your post-licensing before your first renewal to keep your license. And that's a much simpler course. There's no state exam, and it focuses on business planning, on understanding mortgages and finance from a real-world perspective. of what you need to know on presenting offers and marketing your business, on building a business out of real estate. There's a lot of that you're learning in post-licensing. We have a package called our Complete Jumpstart that you can enroll in that is gonna have that post-licensing course included with the pre-licensing, with the exam prep material, so you can get everything that's going to be required for your first 2 years in real estate renewal requirement wise, and actually technically for about like your first 3 to 4 years, because you won't have your continuing education due until about 4 years out from when you get your real estate license. And I would recommend that just because, I mean, who knows what's happening with the dollar, with inflation. Our prices have gone up previously before, so if you do purchase the Complete Jumpstart package, you're locking in your price for the post-licensing course because you've already pre-registered for it. And again, that's taking a commitment. And anything you could do to make a commitment, to take those next steps, whether that's just the dollar course, maybe that's what your commitment is. You're like, all right, I'm committing to figuring out this licensing process and getting the ball rolling. It could be enrolling in the actual pre-licensing course that's required to get your license. The commitment might be purchasing the exam prep material so you could have the tools to study for your exam. The commitment could be actually passing your exam, of scheduling it. Make a commitment to get this process, ideally the whole thing, to be licensed by January 1st, 2023, you don't have to worry about the new syllabus unless you lose your license. But as long as you do your post-licensing and your continuing education in the future, you won't ever lose your license. And again, these are very minimal requirements, even post-licensing. It's a 45-hour course, but it's way simpler than the pre-licensing. Because this focuses to get your license on a lot of laws and rules and the things you need to know to pass your exams, the stuff that's on that Florida Real Estate Commission syllabus, which again, it's a lot of rules. The course is about 40% laws and rules, and that's what your exam typically is, about 40% laws and rules. Then you got about another 40 to 60% on principles and practices, and then that other 10% on math. So again, with that new syllabus here, that's effective January 1st. If you're not yet licensed, that's where now that is part of the official syllabus. That's now fair game for anything on the exam, for the course exam, for the course. So it shakes things up a bit. Again, is it still doable? Is it still passable? Absolutely. But if you get the ball rolling now, you're going to be ahead of the game. You've already have your New Year's resolution accomplished. If it was getting a real estate license, if that's what you're thinking about doing, don't wait until next year to make that dream a reality. Start taking action on that today. So we're going to take a quick commercial break here, but we'll be back in just a few minutes here to go over any final questions anyone might have. I'm going to get the chats pulled up on here. And remember, if you do want to reach out directly, confidentially, you don't want to, just put your scenario on blast on the internet, 813-333-2676. And if you want to make sure you're subscribed, text the word success to that 813-333-2676. And that way we could actually send you out updates whenever it is we go live for Ask the Instructor, so you don't miss out on any of this information to grow your real estate business. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back for a little quick Q&A before we wrap up today. Stick with us. I'm John Kursmo. You're watching Ask the Instructor. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at PassFirstTry.com. That's PassFirstTry.com. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. We're just about to wrap up, but we've got time for a quick Q&A for any questions here. And we have a couple on here that we'll pull up. We've only got a couple chats we're juggling between YouTube and Facebook and Tampa School. And I know we've got Instagram. If someone out there has got some sort of restreaming thing better than Vimeo where it combines all this stuff together, reach out to us. Definitely be interested in finding out about that. But let's see here. A couple of the questions that we've got here. Okay, so this is a good one here. How long is the course? So the course, as quick as 1 week. And if you take one of our self-guided or on-demand, it's as quick as you get through the material. So estimate about 63 hours. But again, as quick as long as it takes you to get through the material. We give you 1 year access, so you could, I don't want to sound mean, but drag this out for up to a year. But you don't need to, because our instructor in person curriculum, we have that as short as 7 days. Or again, we can live stream that. We also have an 8-day one. The 8-day, we have a lot more of those that we offer. A lot of people prefer the 8-day as opposed to 7-day. Then again, a lot of people prefer the 7-day because they want to just go straight through it. But the 8-day is nice because it's across 2 weeks. So you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off in between. Gives you a little break, a little bit of time for the information to sink in before you return for the second week of class. And also, again, we have evening classes that can complete it in just 2 months. So if you're trying to do this on a part-time basis, we have evening classes, typically like Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually around like 6:30 to 9:30, about 2 months it takes to go through that curriculum. So, and that's a super part-time curriculum. That's as part-time as a live instructor-led classes that we offer. So can you do this in 2 months? Absolutely. What you need to have done by the end of the year. So if you're trying to get this happen by 2023, by the end of the year, again, get enrolled as soon as possible, because if you're taking a live instructor-led course, you got to have that completed by the end of the year, but then you also have to have your application approved by the end of the year. And then have your exam for the state scheduled before the end of the year, which that's all still possible in this window. The thing that's probably gonna possibly take the longest, that would be potentially outside of your control, is getting the approval from the DBPR. This time of year, there's not as many people getting a real estate license. So you technically have an advantage, because when there's not as many people filing applications, they're able to process the applications faster. So you might get your application turned around a lot faster now than in, say, January. In January, February, the DBPR gets overwhelmed with applications. Why? Because of New Year's resolutions. So you could be standing in line waiting for an opportunity to pass you by come January, or you could take action today to start making this happen. Again, potentially avoid, if you get this all done before next year, you're avoiding having to worry about a whole brand new FREC syllabus, and keeping this a lot simpler, because you're taking time out of the equation because you're getting the license now. You could keep it inactive. You could practice using for referrals. You're basically just making connections and earning a piece of the commission. You could actually join a brokerage and join the realtors and get all the tools and be a full practicing real estate agent. So there's a lot of things you can do with a real estate license, a lot of opportunities available. There's a lot of things you'll learn. I highly recommend it. It's been something that personally has changed my life, but just don't take my word for it. We've helped tens of thousands of students over the years going through this licensing process, and we know we've changed more lives than we can count. There's people that have gone on, that have been past students of ours, that have gone on to go get their own Netflix TV show. And somebody who is coming to us because they were retiring from the military, the Air Force, I believe, and they enrolled in a night class with us. This was many years ago. One of the first classes I taught. And she enrolled in a night class to get her real estate license because, again, she was retiring from the military. Didn't really, maybe she knew something about real estate, but not really. Because you don't need to know about real estate to get into real estate. We're here to teach it to you. So she came into this class, got her license. She didn't go get a Netflix series right away. You go look at her story. She went and worked at a brokerage, was able to learn, get some understanding, get some training, start doing some deals. I think she might have moved to maybe another brokerage that was maybe a better fit before starting her own brokerage and building her own team of agents, which then led to her TV show. Unreal story. Super proud of her. Super proud to call her, as well as a lot of her team, Tampa School of Real Estate alumni. But on top of that, we've had other celebrities, other people that have gone on to get HGTV shows, to be on all different TV networks. I mean, is your current role going to get you on TV? You might say, I don't want to be on TV. I don't care about being on TV. Okay, cool. Maybe you want money. Maybe you want control of your time. Maybe you want the flexibility of the schedule. Whatever it is that you're looking to gain from real estate, the ability to get your real estate license in Florida. And look, this isn't going to be super hard. Florida is still going to be one of the easiest states to get a real estate license in, even after January 1st. But it's, like I said, I can all but guarantee it's going to be easier right now before they have the official change in the syllabus come January 1st. So if you have questions, if you want to find out more about this, again, you could reach out to us directly. We've got a great team of advisors, of licensed instructors, sales associates, even brokers that work here directly in our staff at the Tampa School of Real Estate. So take advantage of this resource that we've put together to help people go through this licensing process to take the next steps in their real estate career. And again, if you want to just make sure you don't miss out on any of this information we share to help you understand and grow your real estate business, text the word success to 813-333-2676. It's about all the time we've got for today. I want to thank you for tuning in. I've really enjoyed sharing this with you today. If there's more information you want to find out from us, again, reach out to us. Text us at this phone number if you've got ideas for a future show of Ask the Instructor. Maybe you have a question to ask the instructor. Ask away at 813-333-2676. Again, thank you for tuning in today. We'll be back on Friday for State of Real Estate. Until then, have a great day. Make some commitments in your life. Take some action, and let's build a brighter future for you. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you Friday.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert. The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
Have you completed your post-licensing education yet? Look, I know you're probably thinking, hey, it's not my renewal deadline, I don't need to do post-licensing yet, but look, here's why you want to do post-licensing as soon as you've got your real estate license, as soon as you're able to take post-licensing. It's not just another course about arbitrary laws that you're never going to use again. It's about real-world, usable topics that'll help you grow your real estate business, to help you take it to the next level. Look, let me ask you this one question. If this course helps you close just one deal, if you get one extra deal from post-licensing, is it worth the investment? I'd say it is. We get paid pretty well, so one deal means a lot of money. Check out postflorida.com. That's postflorida.com for the full details about post-licensing. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com. Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.